Every single excuse you've been holding onto for why you aren't putting videos out just got absolutely stomped by AI. Remember when the standard playbook for not posting was saying editing is too hard or hiring someone is way too expensive? Or maybe you told yourself your phone footage looks like trash and you have no idea where to start with subtitles or complicated cuts? Well, those excuses are officially dead and buried because a new wave of AI tools is doing way more than we ever expected. These platforms automatically find the gold, add subtitles, reframe your shots, and even tell you which clips have the best chance of going viral. If you aren't posting short-form content regularly, you are essentially ignoring tools that do the heavy lifting for you. No more fear of the grind, because the grind basically just got outsourced to something way smarter than me or you at 2 in the morning. That is honestly huge for anyone trying to build an audience today. Today, I want to walk you through the landscape I poked around this morning regarding services that turn long videos into shareable clips. I tested a handful of them, and I'll tell you what they do well, where they stumble, and why Vizard should be on your shortlist. Think of this like a friend's roundup, practical, honest, and focused on what actually helps you post more content faster. First up is Doom.ai, which is frankly a bit wild, and sometimes requires a VPN to even sign up for. Once you're in, it is annoyingly good at one thing: auto-splitting your long-form videos into bite-sized pieces. I fed it a 3-minute video, and it returned 7 nicely trimmed shots with auto-subtitles and really sensible cut points. The big upside is that it recognizes moments that actually feel like standalone clips, which saves a ton of manual dragging. The big downside is the geo limitations and some occasional awkwardness when you try to use image overlays. Next is Trimmr.ai, which I tested with a travel video, and it worked perfectly fine for quick breakdowns. The gripe here is that if you use screenshots as part of your narrative, the alignment tools are pretty basic. For creators who only shoot talking head stuff, it is likely fine. But for editors layering visuals, it might be a bit limited. Munch.ai is another one I liked because it claims to predict clips with viral potential, and it does a pretty decent job. The platform feels very analytics-driven, with trend suggestions and social-ready exports that look clean. However, the output sometimes feels a bit templated, which is good for scale, but maybe less good if you want a custom look. TwoShort.ai is cool because it offers facial recognition and one-click animated subtitles for your clips. The free tier gives you 15 minutes of analysis, which is great if you want face-aware reframing without wrestling with keyframes. Clipmaker is another neat option that gives a small monthly allocation, making it a great way to test the workflow. Eclipse is a bit of a weird one because it is very specifically focused on streaming and gaming content. If your strategy involves podcasts, Twitch highlights, or live streams, it is pretty useful for auto-generating those key moments. Momentum gives you way more control over alignment and framing, feeling a bit like Descript. I really liked its interface for adjusting things like keywords and highlight words and subtitles. Clip.fm is one of the more editor-friendly tools because it gives you a 4-column layout for complete control. Editing the text updates the clip in real time, which is just awesome when you are trying to find the emotional beats. Clip and Choppity both popped up as promising options, though some of these are still in beta or waitlist stages. Clap offers auto reframe and face detection, so it can crop for vertical formats without you babysitting every single frame. Opus Clip is genuinely phenomenal on framing and effects, and the results look polished right out of the gate. So, what is the common thread among all of these options that I just mentioned? They all try to do the same base job: find the moments in long-form content that translate to punchy shorts and add subtitles. But they differ wildly in reliability, UI, geo access, and how much manual cleanup you have to do. Always test at least 3 tools before you pay, and sign up to score them on export quality and subtitle accuracy. This is where Vizard comes in as a super solid option. Addressing the real annoyances I saw across the other tools, it nails 3 things: viral clip auto-editing, auto-scheduling, and a centralized content calendar. Vizard does a great job of surfacing the parts of your video that have the highest potential to perform well. It is smart about context, finding not just the loud moments but the emotionally resonant beats that work as standalone clips. You can set how often you want to post, and Vizard will stagger uploads automatically, which removes the mental load. Plus, the content calendar lets you manage and publish across different socials from one single place. Compared to others, Vizard feels like a middle ground between set and forget automation and actual granular control. If your video uses lots of on-screen graphics, pick a tool with manual framing, and if you stream, look for stream-focused tools. Don't overpay at first, because pricing tends to cluster. So the deciding factor should be workflow and output quality. At the end of the day, not making short videos is no longer defensible because the tech removes all the biggest barriers. You can toss long-form videos into a pipeline, let AI split them into shorts, and schedule them to post automatically. If you are curious, try Vizard alongside 2 others. Compare the exports and look at the subtitle quality. So yeah, the excuses are officially on life support. So use the tech and pick the workflow that makes publishing painless. I can even walk you through a sample workflow with Vizard to to show you how to schedule a week's worth of content in an hour. Until next time, keep creating, because the AI is doing the heavy lifting now, so there is no reason not to post.